sword, sir. And you know what? I apologize. I did not address you correctly. Captain Terry Hestilow. Sword, true, sir.
Grandmaster Smedley, Grandmaster Fong, assembled Grandmasters and Black Belts, friends. Beginning at the age of 15, I trained under Mr. Gary Hestilow and Mr. Bill Pipes, who were students of Mr. J. Pat Burleson. Shortly thereafter, I followed my brother to Worth Health Studio and continued my martial arts training under Grandmaster Chuck Loven. I achieved the rank of Black Belt under Grandmasters J. Pat Burleson and Charles D. or Chuck Loven on July 26, 1970. Reporting to active duty with the United States Army in September of 1970, I continued to train with the Allied Korean officers of the Korean Rock Army Tiger Division while serving a tour of duty in the Republic of Vietnam. In subsequent military assignments, I continued to train students in martial arts classes at various assigned posts. During a brief break in service between 1973 and 1975, I managed one of Mike Anderson's black belt karate schools in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. And later, I was honored to also serve Grandmaster Rudy Smedley as a guest instructor at his first karate school in Forest Hill, Texas. My tournament history extended from 1966 to 1976. After 1976, my active duty military assignments no longer afforded me time to participate in martial arts competition. Over the decade 1966 to 1976, I competed in tournaments across Texas, Oklahoma, and Louisiana. A third generation black belt of Master Jun Ri Institute of Taekwondo, my personal lineage traces directly from Grandmaster J. Pat Burleson, legendary father of martial arts in Fort Worth in North Texas. And I am a direct black belt son, sixth black belt. I am his sixth of the late Grandmaster Chuck Loven, an early black belt of Grandmaster J. Pat Burleson. I first met Grandmaster Rudy Smedley in 1974. During a brief break in military service, I was honored at that time to be invited by him to serve as a guest instructor at the karate school that he was managing in Forest Hill. At the end of my military career, upon my return from a tour of duty with the United States Army in Afghanistan 2007-2008, I initiated a courtesy call to Grandmaster J. Pat Burleson to express my personal gratitude to him for honoring Grandmaster Chuck Loven while I was absent on assignment at the time of Grandmaster Loven's death. At my request, Grandmaster Burleson gave me permission to return to training with his son, Mr. Chance Burleson, at his school in Hurst, Texas. I was most honored to train with Mr. Chance Burleson until a health issue forced me to take a break in my renewed training. After my Army retirement, Grandmaster Smedley contacted me and encouraged me to join him, his family, and his students in martial arts activities and special events to honor his instructor and my old friend, Grandmaster Billy Bramer. Grandmaster Rudy Smedley was a faithful friend, he always has been, and never forgotten. He persisted in pressing me to return to training as soon as I could overcome the logistical and health obstacles that kept me from returning to full participation in martial arts training and activities. Indeed, he has sacrificed much to invest long hours to enable me to return to what I anticipate will be a complete restoration of my martial arts activities in efforts to reach new goals and objectives as I seek to serve the martial arts community well into the future. It may seem strange to hear a 65-year-old man speak of the mentors who have positively impacted his life. Beyond the family and military leaders who have shaped any good reflected in my life, I without hesitation identify Grandmaster J. Pat Burleson as one of the most significant men of character and distinction that have shaped my life. Learning from him through his example of integrity and strength in the warrior spirit, his life shaped not only who I am as a student of the martial arts, but who I am as a soldier, husband, father, and citizen. In fact, outside of my family and the indirect influence he made on me through my brothers, Ricky and Gary, who were his students, and even above the incredible influence of Grandmaster Loven on my life, Grandmaster Burleson has been the root mentor of my life. I only wish that I could more properly reflect his character and honor in my life today. And of course, I would be remiss if I did not state that Grandmaster Rudy Smedley, too, though much younger than me in age in the martial arts, has been a mentor to me as well as a profound Christian character in my life. He is a character. And he has been one of the most dedicated friends, willing to go beyond any reasonable expectations to draw others with him to success. In an earlier period where there was no J. Pat Burleson, Rudy Smedley might well be remembered and equal in greatness. Martial arts is vastly more than a fighting art, a self-defense system, or means of maintaining one's physical fitness. It is literally a life discipline. Properly applied, the martial arts student not only builds sound physical fitness, but a special kind of rational mental stability. Some of you might question that, but believe me, it's true. As such, it forms a basis not only for sound rational decision making, but also a system of perceiving and establishing goals and objectives previously beyond the student's imagination, and lays before them an achievable route to success. To be sure, I have personally applied the principles and disciplines learned as a martial arts student every day of my long military career. I believe that all of my professional achievements and successes as a combat leader relate directly to my early life in martial arts training. Building upon the value of my martial arts training and understanding the training's influence on my personal and professional success as a soldier, husband, father, and citizen, I believe that the achievement of 8th Dan will extend my professional platform of service to others of the next generation of martial arts students. I believe that achievement of 8th Dan will allow me to have a longer reach of influence among a wider range of communities, both in the martial arts and other professional disciplines. Moving forward, 8th Dan will allow me to continue to teach students at every age and station of life that with the proper discipline and commitment to training, respect, and the application of the moral principles of humility and decorum, there is no reason for students to believe that the important goals they set before themselves are unachievable if they are willing to work hard, stretch beyond their perceived limitations and barriers, and apply the proper diligence to never quit, never quit, never quit, short of success. Moving forward, I expect that 8th Dan will enable me to reach more people to build a better and stronger martial arts community well into the future. I seek to faithfully walk in the path and tradition set before me by Grandmasters J. Pat Burleson, Charles D. Loven, and Rudy Smedley. May I ever be found faithful to them and their legacy of excellence, and may I always be found faithful to my first mentor, Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Amen. Hoorah. formed Bassai Dai. Shido! In. Outstanding.